Hello Cancer, I'm Tamara and I'm going to do your reading for December 2018. This reading is for Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon and Cancer Rising sign. I hope it resonates with you. If it doesn't, please watch your moon sign or your rising sign. While I'm shuffling, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. We reached 10,000 subscribers recently. Thank you for all your likes, all your comments, all your shares. And for private readings, please contact me. All the information is underneath this video. You can find my email address, my webpage, and the Facebook page as well. Okay, let's go. Oh, cards are jumping. Let's go ahead and see. Let's just shuffle a little bit more. I feel like we just need a bit of more shuffling. Here we are. Let's go ahead and see what we have for Cancer for December 2018. I'm all excited. It's the last month of the year, a new year ahead of us. We have Page of Swords. We have Knight of Swords. And we have Queen of Cups. And we have Ten of Swords. We have Five of Pentacles, followed by the Seven of Pentacles, followed by Page of Wands, and we have Eight of Cups. We have Five of Swords, we have Four of Wands, and we have Ten of Wands. And the final card is the Six of Cups. We have a spirit message in this column. It's a monthly reading, so this will be your beginning of December, middle of December, and the end of December. And your first card is the Page of Swords. Pages usually talk about correspondence, communication, but the swords are talking about our mental capacity, mental activities. I think it's all more sort of very sort of sharp and business-like correspondence with someone, or you having maybe have a problem with your partners and two of you sort of arguing and sending, you know, sort of quite unpleasant messages to each other. It could be, as I said, not just about love, it could be about business, it could be a pure business correspondence. We also have a Knight of Swords over here. Knights usually talk about how is the situation progresses, how it's moving forward. And the Knight of Swords is very ambitious swords. He just charging forward, very aggressive actually. There could be some sort of aggressive energy, maybe for some men, maybe with the Queen of Cups, with the lady, water sign, or maybe it's you yourself, dear Cancer, or maybe it's you, dear Cancer, charging forward on someone with some sort of, with aggression, with some sort of accusations, very sharp energy over there. But I think if it's you, dear Cancer, doing this, I believe that this person deserves it, because in your spirit's message you've got Ten of Swords, which is betrayal. Someone really stuck a knife into your back, and now it's your turn sort of to pay back, or sort of maybe I would have said it's defense, because with the Knight of Swords you're really charging it. It's your time to attack, your time to pay back to this person. That's how I feel it. For men it could be that is if you're dealing with the water sign person, also Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, maybe you are sending those sort of messages, or this person is sending these messages to you. But for the ladies it could be you charging against someone, but it is your response in that sort of situation. You've been betrayed, you are recovering from that sort of, you know, when someone done something, when someone really stuck a knife into your back, for some of you Cancers. And you go into the mid of December upset. We have Five of Pentacles. You sort of, it's been left in a cold. Maybe that is the betrayal, where you now feel like you've been left in a cold. It's also a card of physical issues, medical issues. loss of good health. It also could be financial troubles, troubles with the place where you live, in your environment. It also could be that you are caring about someone who are in that sort of situation, who needs a care, who needs help, either financial, or maybe you give someone a shelter, or someone's got health issues. That's the way I see it. It's either you caring about someone, or you in a state of that, you know, you've been left in a cold, or you're just really in either financial troubles or problems with the place to live at the moment. And I believe it's all due to that, and that's why you're charging now against, you going full blast, you're sending those messages, you're sending that sort of letters, information or something like that, where you sort of you defending yourself for what's happened to you before, who's with the person who's done it to you. You're still arguing with this person, and it's good, because I like the Knight of Swords, because you're full of energy, which is good. Even if it's anger, at least you're channeling that anger on someone rather than sort of keeping it inside. It's just, you know, check those emotions so they're not overwhelming you and you're not doing something silly. We have a Seven of Pentacles there. It's card of reassessment. So what do I do now with this, you know, financial situation? But actually Seven of Pentacles is not a negative card, because 5 is more sort of negative losses, where 7 is actually telling you that it's time for you now to either reassess your relationship, what to do with them in the future. So what do I do now? I had that in the past, and what my next step is. And it's, again, as I said, it's not a negative card. It's either reassessing your financial situation or reassessing your personal situation, reflecting, thinking about, so what to do next, what's my next steps are. If it's with the money or finances, it's maybe just sort of, maybe if there was some losses there, maybe loss of finances or loss of yes, if there was like loss of finances, or even with the relationship there was a lot of troubles, then here you're actually thinking, so where shall I take it next? Maybe I should do different, maybe I should consider different career, maybe I should consider different type of investments, or that sort of energy. You've got Page of Wands, another page, so that's this correspondence from being very sharp and aggressive is changing into more passionate. Passion is good. The correspondence here more about maybe your work situation, maybe you change the tone, the way you talk to the person. It's more sort of passionate, it's more about sort of it could be actually more loving, but I don't see any cups at the moment in this in this deck. It also could be that children are involved. You might have 2 children, or maybe just one. The child could be air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and another one who is fire sign, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius person. Or maybe after this reassessment, after you've sort of thought about where to take my career, where to take next stage, what's my next stage, you decided to do some sort of business, because Wands are very entrepreneurial card, and maybe you're starting something new, maybe you're taking one of your hobbies into the business, you developing into the business something which brings you money, maybe first steps about some creative business, creative career, artistic career, or something like that. Or started dating someone new, first steps, because the pages again in dating, it's the first steps, first messages, so you are recovering after that. after all there's betrayal and everything, and it's time for you to start something, to introduce something new in your life, maybe some new love interest, and you started sort of checking the ground, sort of, so how is the dating, you know, after all that? Shall I just start going out, maybe seeing someone new, some new people? And the spirit is advising you to turn your back to the negative, to leave all the negative emotions in the past and turn your back and move forward. Is the card of moving on for you. And again, it's there's nothing negative in this card as well. You know, I don't really like, I always say in every recording that I don't like negative cards. I don't like bringing negative messages to people. But this card is saying that it's you actually voluntarily will do that, this act. You will turn your back to what didn't serve you, what was negative in your life, and you decide that it's time for me to move on, time to leave it all in the past, and you know, either move away from where you are. Is it job? This card quite often reminds me, I've done it once at the job actually. I had so fed up with something, I just sort of pick up my bag and I just walked out. I know it sounds a little bit childish, and maybe it was, but sometimes we do something like that, and maybe for us, for our sanity, it is good. Maybe not good for a career, but good for our sanity. So you might do something like this, or it's actually walking away from relationship, or maybe from the job or career which does not bring you any satisfaction. You have another 5, you're still fighting, dear Cancer. You are carry on fighting. This deck depicts this card very strangely. In this deck, this woman, she's got 2 swords still sticking out in her bag. It's very similar to this 10 of Swords, where in general this card is depicted as someone standing and holding a sword in their hand as a victory. This card for me is the card of the sour victory, or fighting, or pushing your opinion. It's either you or someone in your environment who is very opinionated, very aggressive. They think that their opinion or anyone else's. And it's really hard to be in this environment with this person, to be honest, because you sort of always have, in order to avoid all these conflicts, you just have to say, okay, 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 even though you disagree with this person. It could be you yourself, and that's how people react on you. But it's also part of the fight, still having that mental battle, maybe still the remnants of this situation at the beginning of the months, with some particular person. You're still fighting your battle. We have 4 of Wands. Actually, you're fighting maybe for the home and the house, and maybe you lost the house, been left in the cold, as I said, and you're fighting for the house. 4 of Wands represents the securities in our life, which is represented by the place where we live, the place where we're happy. And I think you're either fighting from the place, from your own house, or I believe more for your house. You're fighting for the place to live for some of you Cancers. And it's very overwhelming. It's a lot of it's really overwhelming on all aspects. It's hard work. And it also brings that heaviness on your soul, you know. It's not easy, you know, to do all that. It's too full, you know, from 2 sides. It's heavy on the soul, and it's heaviness on the shoulders, because not an easy situation, overwhelming situation for you, for some of you Cancers in December. However, you know, you are getting into new year with the 6 of Cups. That's what Spirit tells you. Spirit tells you to look into the past. Look, reminiscent about the past, and it also tells you to look after your children. If there's children, as I mentioned, involved, concentrate on your children. Some of you Cancers, they bring you a satisfaction, emotional satisfaction, and happiness in your life. And it also talks about think about positive in your life, in the past. There might be someone, maybe because it's a festive period, maybe someone from the past, someone very dear to you, will turn up at your doorsteps, and that will make you feel really happy. You will there will be a lot of reminiscing about the good old times. It's also card of reconciliations and forgiveness. It talks about maybe even if there was people who done something wrong to you in the past, they might be coming back to you, and they will ask for forgiveness or reconciliation, that sort of energy. It's nice to finish the year with these sort of energies, with these sort of cards. Let's see what the Lenormand deck tells us in addition to what we have over here, guys. Very heavy energy for some of you Cancers in December. Quite a lot happening. But I'm glad that it's 10. 10 is the end of the cycle. So you're now sort of coming out of this period after, you know, being betrayed, after being, you know, sort of someone stuck a knife into your heart. You've got a love message, which is a love card, which is represented by the moon. The moon card in Lenormand deck talks about all, it also talks about intuition, it talks about clairvoyance, maybe tarot readers, it talks about some mystics, love, affection. And we got the Tower here. Tower is very positive in Lenormand deck. It's like maybe you will, that's why you're fighting for, that's where you get that messages for. You might get some or hear something from the house of importance, which is maybe some sort of administration or some sort of place where they make decisions. It could be court, it could be judge, it could be some sort of, as I said, it could be council or whatever, whatever. And you got a dog, which is loyalty, being trustworthy. Someone is loyal and trustworthy. You need to keep that sense of trust in your life. Trust on this high high, maybe if it's a court or something, believe into it, trust them, they will make a decision, and the decision will make you happy, because we got the moon card, which is the love. And maybe, you know, because it's all so that's all I want to say. I don't want to carry on. Maybe it's I think you need to trust that for someone who is high up to make that decision, and I think the decision will be made, and it will make you feel happy. Let's get a couple of other cards from the Romance Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. We have this could be the one, if for some of you, if you started dating someone new, you already met the romantic partner you seek. We have getting to know each other. If you met someone new, I was mentioning that some of you might start dating and getting to know each other as you reveal your let me put my glasses on, sorry guys. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Here we are. And the last card is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. That could be where maybe you found out something about that person, and that was like a knife into your back, and that's where you felt like you betrayed. Maybe you had a lot of trust into this person, and there is some sort of codependency, maybe drugs, maybe alcohol, maybe gambling, anything which is not healthy. And that's all I have for you, dear Cancers. For some of you, I hope it was helpful. If you would like for me to elaborate or have a private reading, please contact me. You can find me by my email address. Just drop me an email, or my Facebook page, or my website. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, there won't be any mid-month readings in December, and I will be publishing the yearly one for year 2019, and it will be back twice a month in January. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again soon. Bye.